Oh, it was contagious Kermit the Frog arms. It was echoing from one to the next. But if I hit the button properly... Oh, I don't have my phone.
Rather than improperly?
Rather than improperly. Well, I can tell you one thing. I've forgotten my phone, so I have to bring this up real quick to see the chat.
It doesn't say you're... It says last live just now, but it doesn't say you're live now.
Hang on.
Oh, you're live. There's 0 viewers.
That's okay. We gotta start at 0 and work our way up. That's how we do. So, hello. I think I'm hitting the buttons properly. My name's Casey. We're on Captain Reboot, and we're gonna be doing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in a moment or two. We are currently down 1 player and doing a little dance, but we're gonna carry on with our adventure through Dragon Heist and maybe talk about the Undermountain a little bit too. And I just realized that you guys were hearing a horrible commercial as I didn't mute fast enough. So sorry about that, stream. You probably got a little bit of a loop going there for a second. All right. Let's get this over here.
June, are you frozen? Are you... Okay, there you go.
No, I'm just staring at the thing because I'm fixing my character sheet.
Same thing I'm doing. You just look like you're like this, like not moving at all.
So, due to my technical difficulties, somebody else is in charge of telling me if anyone on stream purchases any sorts of harms or helps for the party. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and figure out what's going on. So, we have a party which has come into Waterdeep, and they have dealt with a couple of folks here and there. They've gotten a little bit of adventure under their belts, and they are caught up in the pursuit of the Stone of Gelorn, a key or finder of some sort that will help them, or whoever has it, to discover a trove of treasure stolen by Lord Degult Neverember and hidden somewhere in the city. Now, Lord Neverember has been relieved of his post and has wandered away and does not respond to messages. His son Rainier is still in town but is distanced from his father. Rainier is actually a friend of the party since they rescued him from the hands of Xanathar and Zentarum guild members. Now, recently the party has raided a... Well, I guess not raided. They forcibly made their way into a lord and lady's house and ended up rescuing the lord and lady of the house. They've also discovered that a dragon might be lurking off the coast of Waterdeep, and that the Nimblewright's creation, a copy of a Nimblewright, paid call, or at least had a map that led to Grinda Garloth, who is a mage who operates an apparatus of Krawalsh, a mechanical lobster-like vessel, which they can use to go submarining with. The plan as they left off last time was, I believe, to stop by the Lord and Lady Growlhun's estate, have a little bit of a conversation there, and then potentially to head into the water to talk to the dragon. Now, the Water Delvin authorities have some questions, and they do stop by, and I think Padinka, our missing player, has got caught up explaining to the authorities all about these financial matters that you are now embroiled in. Some rather sizable debts were signed off on, and they're just checking to make sure that's on the up and up, and Padinka is probably the best one to handle that, leaving the 4 remaining characters to head out into the streets. Since it has been a little while, I'll ask each of the characters to give a real quick introduction and what their character might be looking like as they head out into the streets of Waterdeep this bright and shining morning. Bright and shining being a euphemism, it's actually a bit cloudy out there, but you're near the coast, so that happens quite often. who would like to go first?
I'm still working on my character sheet. So somebody
Still
else.
working on character sheet.
Is Padinka's dog with us?
I think Padinka's dog is probably with Padinka in case she decides to try and catch up. So there might have been a tearful parting moment there. Well, let's you've spoken, so therefore you volunteered. Good job. Everybody took the step back first. Urk, could you please explain who you are and why Padinka's dog matters to you?
So Urk is a sexy half-orc barbarian. And Padinka's dog is his reason for existence, or is slowly becoming his reason for existence. I don't think we've quite figured it out yet, but he did realize that giving the dog food was the way to his heart. So I imagine that Urk would kind of be slipping the dog just bits of his breakfast as they're walking, but if he's not there, he's just shedding a single tear.
Sounds good.
One manly tear.
One, just one. Just right to the spot where the tear is tattooed, so it just sits there and glistens for you. Okay. So after that, we'll give Clarity a few more moments to recover. Ashley or Simone, would you like to volunteer for an introduction?
All right, I'll
Go ahead.
Cool.
Ahead.
So, as we are kind of just walking down the streets there, of course, we're probably picking up some more street food along the way. This is kind of becoming our thing. But yeah, Ashley is a middle-aged human warlock who, in his travels, has just kind of realized that he's gaining some friends along the way from his kind of dark past. And he's warming up a little bit. Of course, he has to deal with a little bit of some other mental issues when it comes to drinking. But he's getting a little bit better now. He's opening up. And as he's opening up, he made a new friend, which is this kind of interesting-looking rooster friend that he didn't really quite acknowledge until after it started waking him up in the middle of the night. So as he's walking along, he's got his street food. He's actually passing little bits and pieces on the floor for his rooster friend to kind of peck at.
Sounds good. Now, has Rooster Friend achieved a proper name yet, or is it still referred to by euphemisms?
We're still working on the name.
Still working on
Ashley,
the name.
Ashley and myself.
The unholy
Maybe.
cock.
Sounds good.
I'm just going to start calling him Rosie. Because
Rosie.
it was originally a chicken, and then it turned into a rooster. It's a little gender confused.
These things happen. Simone, then, what would you like to introduce yourself as?
So hi, I'm Simone. I am probably walking down the street, very happy I had a full night's rest. Slept very well last night. I'm probably just sitting there with my bird and just kind of like being like, do you think it's a good idea? I don't know, that's a good idea. And the bird's just like, good idea? Good idea.
Solid.
Still my grumpy self.
These things do happen. So, Grumpy Self and the Raven. So that's 2.5 of our party's pets introduced. When Padinka comes back next week, we'll have our Irish Wolfhound introduced more fully. But Clarity, you are now out of time. Time to do an introduction.
That's okay. I'm just looking at my two character sheets right next to each other, and there are some differences, and I can't figure out why.
We'll work our way through that one, so no worries.
I play Clarity. Clarity is a bubblegum pink tiefling who likes to do handstands, and she's a monk. And are we at the tavern?
We are departing the tavern, so we'll be heading out from the tavern to who knows where very soon. But as the authorities have shown up and sort of taken an interest in the finances, I think Padinka is smart enough to chase you all out so that no conflicting answers are given. I think specifically Ashley is the first one chased out, as Barnabas Blastwind and Saith Cromley are two investigating members of the Watch come up to ask about some unusual accounting practices.
Are those the ones that were there for the other investigation?
they were. Barnabas was the wizard who had floated along beside Clarity as she darted atop the roofs, and Saith is the more intellectual, sleuthing fellow, the Mr. Holmes analog, as it was.
So I think Clarity's just kind of like cartwheeling out of there, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I love these people," and Padinka's like, "Get out of here, go!"
Smacking her with a broom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds good. So that then turns it over to the party as they're chased out of the tavern without a lot of time to speak to Padinka and kind of sort out a plan. You find yourselves chased away, possibly with a broom. And then looking amongst yourselves, are you sticking to today's schedule, stopping by Lord and Lady Growlhund Manor, and then heading out to do some underwater exploration, or is there something else that the four of you would like to do, being sans Padinka?
So
Real quick. Go ahead.
last time did we actually walk by the manor and find out that the guards were there? I feel like we already saw the guards were still kind of around.
So
Or was that the day before?
That was the day before. So the guards were there yesterday. They have cleared out at this point. So as you do your morning, where gets the best bagel, who has the sausage that looks the most dodgy, cheapest versions of the eggs, could we get another fish taco? You build up your pile of street food, and in doing so, you're able to see that things have calmed down at the manor. The scandal of an assault on the manor has sort of faded at this point.
Cool. So, guys, I think, they had gone out there, had something to do with that dragon. Maybe we should try and get some information from them and also try and find out what happened in terms of Urson.
I mean, I also want to make sure we were paid correctly.
That is true, too. We need some rewards. You always think about money. I'm always thinking about information.
I'm more than happy to do more handstands on their carts.
I'm just
Maybe
used
we'll
to
take a
making
cart.
sure Padinka gets paid for her business.
Urk just kind of grunts in your direction.
So I think I'm hearing, after finishing off your food, Growlhund Villa is the destination. So
The place to be.
it is the place to be. Let's go ahead and bring up the villa here.
Hey, real quick, out of character. You
Sure.
looked over my background stuff. Was it good? No? Yeah? No?
Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Because
It's
if we
your-
do go see the dragon, that's kind of going to be important.
It's your background. That's what you say happened. I am willing to believe you.
Yeah, but you're the fantasy police.
Nope. You can believe whatever happened happened. There are lots of things to make you believe that things that didn't happen happened in this world.
That's fair.
So you've met some of them actually at this point. So Growlhund Villa, a rather nice little estate, very busy, surrounded by a constant stream of folks moving about, carts, wagons, etc. The gates are closed once again, and as you draw up, you can see outside the rather gruff gardener and his two mastiffs. And who's walking up to say hello to Herv first?
I'll walk up to say hello to her.
Definitely not me.
I'll walk up with you.
Okay, so
Oh, I'm going to chat with that gardener.
Someone who didn't freak him out as bad last
Yeah.
time.
I was gonna say it's really sad that Padinka's not here right now.
So Herv comes over to greet you as you come up to the gate and make a bit of noise, and he keeps his two mastiffs back. There's a meaningful stare down happening between the rooster and one of the mastiffs, but we'll let that one go, and the pets will maybe work out their own business later. Yeah, what business do you have?
We were told to come back later, and we also have some questions for the Lord and Lady because we heard they may have seen something under the water in one of their excursions.
Yeah. And he sort of looks you over.
We were here the other night when that attack happened.
Yes, some of you match the descriptions, but that one, and he points to Clarity, that doesn't look like a gnome to me. But that's your business. And he shoos the two dogs back, and they kind of back up. And then he opens the gate and lets you in. Now, it's a short walk up to the front door. It's actually located under a overhang there. And you are let in to the main dining area, where the Lord and the Lady will join you shortly. You have a moment or two to speak to the Half-Orc guard. And let's just start. Whoa, we got copies of people all over the place. Let's get Rebaz down here and do a little
I'm
token
in the room
sorting.
already. Don't worry about me.
You got it. We'll get rid of your doppelganger upstairs. If everybody else could find themselves and drag themselves down to the dining room, that'll save me a little bit of back and forth dragging.
Which one's the dining room?
The big one with the table where all the dead people happened.
Brown rectangle.
Brown rectangle.
It's down.
Down.
Oh,
I'm like still trying to find my guy. What?
There's
we
also
were pretty
still a
there
dead.
is.
upstairs where we had the fight.
Yeah, I think there's still a dead body on the table.
What? No.
Appetizing.
They just didn't clean it up from a few nights ago.
No.
It was a really good party you guys missed.
It's been.
They had him stuffed.
They're noble folks. And you know what? I think I even have pictures of our noble folks here. Let's get the Lord and Lady on screen. Now, it's Rebaz welcomes you in. Yeah, good to see you back. Any trouble?
Why would we have seen trouble?
I don't know. You get guild blood on your hands. Sometimes they come hunting.
nah, we're cool.
All right, good to see. Good to hear.
Seem like you guys are making out pretty good for also having some guild trouble around here.
Well, you can't really make too much trouble with the lords and the ladies. The law sort of prevents that sort of thing. But you don't seem to have any titles, nor do I, so you don't have that benefit.
Still doesn't really make too much sense why they were coming down here to go after you.
That's just Gomez and Morticia Adams.
That
was my first thought.
a little similar, but that is actually Yala and Orun's Garalhund.
Which is which?
The lady is Yala. The man is Orund.
Sure. Are they into necrophilia? Or sorry, dead people. Are they into necromancy? That word.
Well, they're definitely
Whoa.
dead people.
Like, are they getting carried away with the body?
That's why it's still on the table.
Some party.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
Nope. It's totally fine. So
Casey says as he cries.
I knew it was necro something.
it's necromancy. Is that what we're going for? Magic's involving the dead. Okay.
Did we come at a
Necromancy
bad
has the word-
time? Want to leave you some privacy? We'll come back.
Listen, necromancy has the word romance in there. Come on.
It does.
Ooh.
Does. Oh, ow. It hurts.
Just a recap. Clarity was outside this entire time, so she has not met these people, correct?
I do not believe so. You had had a description of them at best.
Okay.
So, Rabaz goes upstairs, brings the Lord and the Lady down. You're asked, normal politeness is you maintain a little bit of reasonable distance. He stays between you and them. And they go to sit down at one end of the table, the Lord taking the head of the table, the lady taking the seat just next to him. She looks a little uncomfortable in that chair, kind of ooches around a little bit, but settles in. You can see where there are still some darker stains on the table and on the floor where blood has been recently scrubbed out of it, but mostly things are back to normal. Some of the furniture looks a little oddly spaced. Perhaps things are out getting repaired or cleaned. Yala, the lady of the house, takes the initiative, and thank you. I can't stress enough how fortuitous it was that you arrived when you did. My children are safe. My husband. We did lose a number of loyal servants, but we must take the joy with the tragedy. The miscreants that assaulted our house and that Erstal fellow had been given over to the Watch, but as I understand it, under their care, Erstal administered some poison to himself, so my family has been denied vengeance. I wonder, do you have any information as to why they would have assaulted our house so?
We haven't. Oh, sorry. We haven't received any information yet. With the people we do know, they did not have anything that was shareable with us.
Would there be any reason why you, of all people, would have them come into your home and attack you?
Unfortunately, some of this blame rests upon my head. I had purchased a curio, a small figurine, for my children, a toy, I thought. It seems it was not the simple toy that I was told. Shortly after giving it to my children, it set about letting those intruders into my house. In fact, it stole several pieces of jewelry from my room, a necklace, several rings, and set out. When it came back, those came with it, and they set upon my family. They were demanding a stone of galore, and I thought perhaps whatever had led you into our house would have been the same, and I'd hoped you might have some information so we could see justice done to those who have wronged our family.
That necklace, did it have like really pretty orange like bulbs on it, maybe?
Yes, that was it. If you have seen it, do take care. It is enchanted with the ability to cast fireballs. It's a means for protecting myself.
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah.
Could you recover it? It's a bit of an heirloom.
I'm not exactly sure where it is at this moment, but one of my people might know. So we will do our best to get it back to you.
This thing that you bought, what did it look like? You said that it ended up letting in.
Well, I was told it was a toy, a bit like a puppet or a marionette. It stood about yay high, and she basically describes them in the nimble right. It would obey simple instructions, so I bought with it several outfits and then gave it to my children, and it did a passable dance. It's not really a finely crafted device, but it was a entertaining enough toy for my youngest.
A nimble right, but not a very well made one. One that was well made, but not traditional nimble right.
Exactly.
So,
like you might have seen in the parades.
Where did you end up? Was that the question you were going to ask?
Where'd you get it?
I bought it in the market. Someone had been auctioning it. I see now that it was a plant. It was these villains trying to get something into my home. It was a bit foolish of me, I suppose, letting unknown magics into my house, but I thought a simple toy for the children.
I don't think showing your love for your children is foolish.
And
That's how they get you.
Lord Orund for most of this is, just a quiet sort of nodding figure. He makes the appropriate kind of noises as it's going around. He's there, but doesn't really have a part in this, it seems.
So I'm going to look actually right at him, and I'm going to be like, so do you know anything about this stone that your wife is mentioning?
Well, the only stone that caused such an uproar would be that stone of Galore that everyone is on about. Said to be the key to a fantastic treasure trove that Lord Neverember had squirreled away. But I knew Degalt, and I do not think he would have squirreled away a treasure. He would have flittered it away. Frittered it away.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
If Degalt was given money, he would fritter it away.
Can you define it, please?
To spend without consideration.
Clarity's like jotting this down on one of the pieces of parchment that she keeps with her.
Now,
That, all the same though, why would they suspect you? If this was a plant, this was carefully planned for them to come in here.
Can I pause for a second? And I'm gonna look at the lady. You were at the market the day that attack happened, correct?
I was at the market several days before the attack happened. I had purchased that toy some days ago.
No. She wasn't she the woman that we felt like out of character. She was the woman that we found out about that was at the where the guy got fireballed.
No,
Right?
she was not. That
She
was
was not. Okay,
there was a
sorry, I'm
separate
remembering
lady
that
who was the witness.
Trying to remember why we ended up here. My memory's not that good.
You
We
ended
found
up
the tracker.
the Nimble Right tracker.
Oh, okay, that's right. Sorry.
No problem.
Forget what I said.
Well,
But the
any-
nimble right, we did find the nimble right the other day, and we took that back to the Temple of Gone because we figured with something that was
little,
being used for purposes like that, it would be safer there.
that
So
little beast, it should be destroyed. I will have to.
it does not think for itself. It does what someone else commands it to.
And it's no better than any other weapon.
It's no better than any other human.
It's been taken care of.
I'll have to write a sternly worded letter. But
To whom?
the Temple of Gaunt.
Well,
Okay.
They didn't cause this.
If
But-
one of their inventions has been running amok, and they
was
sold it
not-
to those fiends.
It was not their invention. We took it there because of what it was. And we figured of anyone who would be able to know what to do with it, they would make the right decision.
And you can see that she's a little not. She would much rather.
But feel
Break
free to
it.
talk to them yourselves. But that will not resolve the reason why your house was attacked, because it's not really the source of the problem. It was a tool to get to you.
What will resolve this is finding out what sort of connection these people had to coming in here.
Well, obviously, it was the supposed treasure that exists.
But why would they think it's here?
If
They
you
didn't
have
think
nothing,
the treasure was here. They thought the necklace was here because the necklace could be used supposedly to access some great treasure.
No, the
Well-
Stone of Galore is the one that accesses the treasure.
yeah, the necklace was just part of it.
The necklace has the Stone of Galore in it.
No,
How-
no.
So-
the necklace
so-
of
so as you
Fireball
start-
is just a necklace.
As you start questioning along those lines, The lady says, well, I have done an accounting of things that have gone missing. The necklace, several of my rings and other jewelry, a few baubles, and some of my children's toys. They do pick up a fair bit at the market. I do not think the Stone of Galore was amongst those things, but if there was something that we had picked up by accident, it could have been that little device, the Nimblewright you say, did get away.
Well, what we can do is try to see if anyone's trying to sell those items. If you give a list and a description, and we can keep an eye out of the marketplace. That way it's not you looking for it yourself.
Yes, I've given a list to the watch, but I can have a copy given to you as well, and some hours later a list is given over to you with a long list of jewelry that's missing, things like that.
But you mentioned things.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you were about to.
I was gonna say, Ashley, you have a scheming nature to you occasionally, correct?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It's my past.
Do me a favor, roll me a quick either insight or perception.
All right, hold on a second. I have to pull up my original sheet because I'm kind of going back and forth right now.
That's right. Or worst comes to worst, just throw me a d20 and high or low will do its thing.
What was the one that you wanted me to do? Perception?
Perception or insight, your choice.
Oh, okay. They're both the same.
Okay, so you give it a quick look over, and it seems like a accurate listing of goods that were stolen or destroyed. Likely a copy is being given to some insurance or other sort of company as well. There are probably some things that were left off and maybe something that was added on, but who knows whether the cook took it or one of the thieves.
So my follow-up question here then is, so I'll look up and be like, after I look at that, like, so when you're saying things that you might have obtained without you knowing it,
well,
we may know of a time where that might have happened. Were you at one point ever down by, and what was the name of that place that we went to with the lobster thing?
Oh, let's just go with Grinda's diving
Yeah,
bell.
Grinda's submarine extravaganza.
Have you ever gone to Grinda's extravaganza lobster crab shack thing submarine?
I don't believe I have been.
She's got great snacks.
She
The
mentioned
fish tacos are great around there.
She mentioned that we were down there the other day, following up on another matter. But she mentioned that there was a lord and lady from this house that had gone under the water and thought they had seen a beast.
Well, I certainly didn't. And she looks over to Orund, and he's like, nah. Well, I don't think it was anyone from this house, and my children were all accounted for. Why would you think we were there?
Because we still have the map, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna show this. I'll be like, because we'd found this map leading to her place, and it comes directly from here.
And she takes a look at it, and she... And she gives it back to you. Well, I don't like to suspect the servants, but I have heard that on occasion commoners will dress up and put on airs and pretend to be a lord and lady, so perhaps one of the servants was down there.
What is... Oh, sorry.
We should have gotten a physical description.
Is this something, and I'm going to look at the lovely orc guard, that you could possibly check into without getting anyone in trouble? Because we're trying to find some additional information as to whether or not they may have seen a dragon that is nearby.
So, Rabaz sort of looks to the lord and the lady, and you can see that they've both gone up just a little bit pale The Lord is fanning himself, and Herabaz sort of walks around the table and leans in a little close to you. He's like, keep in mind, vast majority of the household staff died 2 days ago. So I can try and find out, but most of the people I'd ask are dead.
Well, we only found dead men. From when I was here last, I did not realize any of the women had been harmed.
Yes, there were more dead about. At least
Must have slipped my epic eyesight.
You didn't go into all the rooms too, so it was a bad scene several other places.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it could have been, but by the time you had arrived, things had already happened.
Sorry to bring up such memories that bother other people that aren't me.
Maybe we should let somebody else do the talking.
That's fine, but we also want to ask about if there is any payment for helping them out or anything. I'm clearly doing a great job here.
So the Lord and the Lady have already made obvious that payment is forthcoming. There was sort of bits of gold and little participation awards laid out for you. That sort of thing.
We get participation awards?
I'm gonna hang mine on my wall.
So you suspect that when they were asking if you had any insight into who did this, they might have been looking to hire for vengeance, but it didn't sound like I heard anyone take that bait or have a real offer for them.
I mean, are any of us interested in that?
I mean, I'm still unsure about if they're telling me the truth or not.
I just don't think that I didn't catch that, and I think that Clarity thinks that they're trying to get the guards in on it, and we kind of made the decision that we don't want the guards in on stuff, and Clarity's learning, and we don't want the guards in on stuff, so we should not.
No, we don't. We don't want the guards in on anything. They're jerks.
Clarity has learned this. So the Lord and the Lady present each of you with a small, ornate little chest, like a little jewelry box type of thing that opens up, and inside are each 10 platinum coins, and the chest itself is probably worth a good 25 gold on top of that. They look a little uncertain as they glance between one another. I don't mean to pry, but either you were a lot shorter last time you were here, or you're someone entirely different. Addressing Clarity. Is it a matter of transformation, or are you here in her stead?
Oh no, she asked me to come for her. She is taking care of some business at our manor.
Excellent.
All short people look the same to me, too.
I'm pink.
Nah, I'm colorblind.
I have horns.
I mean, we're all pink on the inside.
That's canon.
I have a tail.
So, the little chest is presented to you, and do pass along our thanks. Our family would have suffered a good deal more losses before the Ghosts arrived without you.
If we find anything else out, we will do our best to pass along what we find.
Yes. Do let us know. I just don't know what we might have done to have brought this misfortune upon our house, but thank you for assisting us with it, and, best of luck to you all. And with that, the Lord and the Lady look ready to take leave of you and send you off on your way. Is there anything else that you would all like to do?
We're outside the manor now?
You can be outside the manor. And so each of those platinum coins are worth 10 gold, so you receive an award equivalent to 125 gold each, the four of you. If you wish to give Padinka her share, you may. If not, who's to know?
You said 125 each?
125 each.
Who's tracking what we're putting into the tavern?
It's usually when we get there,
computer.
and we'll put stuff in when we get there. But oh yeah, so there is a safe checking list, right?
Mhm.
Who had that?
Aaron.
You
Oh, okay.
should have a.
Do you just clarity? Are you jotting down notes for this session?
Yeah, I'm not jotting down notes, but I can pop it in our game notes thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna put in Padinka's thing that she's got 125 gold now.
Yeah, there is the working locked safe that you should have access to that you can make notes in as well.
I'm putting 25 gold in the box.
Yeah, I'll do the same too. So that'll make it 50.
Me as well.
That makes my math here a little bit easier.
Well, we can just put it in the tavern channel if you just want to add how much gold pieces.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna click tavern. I'm gonna put 75 GP.
Because that's 25 from 3.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're giving, so I'm just gonna do
I'm-
75 GP to tavern.
I didn't get any money, so I'm not giving anything. Padinka can
Okay.
put more in there if she wants to.
Okay.
And now I think the next part of the plan was to stop by Grinda's and do a little underwater exploring. Is that the next part of the plan, or has any information changed that?
I mean, do
So-
we still think this is the best way to find the dragon?
I just really thought that we would find out more from them. I mean, I don't know what you guys really thought. At one point, I'm starting to think that they were kind of really just clueless. Is that what you guys got? Am I wrong?
I don't know what to think because they seem to know about the treasure and think that had something to do with all of this.
I think they know about as much as I know.
Yeah, but we may find out more later. And now we know whose necklace that is. I say we hold out before we do anything until we may find out more.
But I also think now they have a target on our backs. Because
What?
someone mentioned one of our party members knows about this necklace.
I was just
Yeah.
being truthful.
Sometimes saying nothing and smiling is good enough.
Not all of us can just be pretty like you, Simone.
Simone, do you really think that they would put out a hit on us?
They're seeking blood.
Not our blood, we helped. You
Yeah,
helped.
they do want revenge.
And if they weren't in that area, they perfectly described the necklace that we found.
Do you think if by giving them that necklace they might open up? I generally think either they're holding out or they're completely clueless.
I think we should talk to Yagra and see if maybe there's some information that may benefit both of us. Because it seems as though they want vengeance against somebody and she's defending against something within her own organization.
Yeah, that is true. They're kind of falling apart at the seams.
And I would rather mend some seams or burn it all down trying.
All right, we'll hang out with my sister.
I mean, if we have to.
I'm right there with you.
Are we doing that now, or are we gonna do you want to do that now, or do you want to go to dragon hunting?
I just
Question
feel
about the
like this is.
lobster. Did the lobster have any sort of speaker system?
Say that again.
The lobster,
Okay.
did it have any type of speaker system? If the dragon is down there, are we going to be able to communicate with it?
If it's a dragon, it can handle communicating with you. You might have to do an interpretive dance by the little porthole, but
I think Clarity can handle that.
yeah, a dragon, if it wants to talk to you, can talk to you.
Okay.
Do we have any way of luring the dragon to a certain place rather than underwater?
I mean, we could just
Do
talk to
you?
the dragon.
We have to find the dragon to talk to the dragon.
So we go and look for more seashells. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Well, what was it?
I'm I'm not getting into an argument about if there's a better way to find a dragon that you supposedly know everything about.
I wouldn't say I know everything about dragons. There's no way I would know everything.
I just think that maybe what we want to do before we go and try and interact with the dragon is find out what actual connection someone may have had to actually going down there. Someone interacted with this dragon previously, it seems like. Maybe Yagra might have the answers to that.
So which way is the party headed?
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
A potion of water breathing, is that something that is generally found in an apothecary? Not apothecary, but like a potion store?
On a coastal town, yes.
How much would that be? Because I'm looking at the thingy and it's not giving me a price.
That's because they don't have prices for those sorts of things.
I just think maybe we might want potions of water breathing just in case.
Not a bad idea.
Because none of us can breathe underwater.
So,
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm full of a lot of hot air.
Asking around, you discover that rather than buying potions, which would be more expensive, if you could find the services of a wizard or a sorcerer, they could cast the water-breathing spell upon you that lasts 24 hours. And
They have to maintain eye contact, though.
Why?
That's part of the water breathing spell. I looked at it.
Well, I guess he's going with us.
Where does it say that?
This spell grants up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range the ability to breathe underwater until the spell ends.
Right.
Oh, but maybe that's...
Once it's cast, they can go outside of range.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. So that is only targeting once you're enchanted. They can blink. They don't have to keep their eyes open the whole time, and you'll be fine.
No, if they blink, you can't breathe anymore.
It's one big staring contest.
You gotta hold your breath every time.
He's gonna
Yes.
watch
Give him a
He'll
little
watch
kiss.
us with his third eye. That's what's gonna happen. It's all his third eye.
And in fact, Grinda, as that comes up, does offer that service as an option. It was one of the insurance choices way down there on the list for an extra 10 gold per creature, up to 10 creatures. She will cast that spell upon you if you wish. You could, of course, find another wizard or mage who could do the similar, likely in the tower where you... I forget her name.
The Blackstaff.
You know the Blackstaff, yes.
I think if we're going to go down and try and look for the beast, that is a thing that we could do. We don't necessarily... Did we know that it was it was posted on the thingy that it was a dragon, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you have found posted at the Blackstaff's tower a inquiry that someone should go and speak with the reputed dragon, either prove there definitely isn't one out there, or there is, and ask what its intentions are. And there's like a super big "be polite. Dragons find you crispy."
Can we swing by the docks and talk to some of the sailors maybe, and see if they know of who's seen the dragon, if that's where the reports are coming from? That way we know where to go.
You swing by the docks, and like roughly 50% of the sailors want to talk to Urk every time Urk walks past the docks.
Because he's such a sexy orc.
Because he's...
No,
I
think it's a different reason. They just saw your alligator boots and they were like, "Oh damn."
fashion. But yes,
He's an escort.
Moonlighting. Okay. So Urk.
Urk the orc.
Interchangeable.
Do you maybe want to see if you can get any information out of these sailors about a dragon?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you! He just shouts at a random sailor.
I just imagine him shouting it to like out loud
To the
and not
guy.
focusing on anybody.
People turn around, they're like
Not
this,
good at
like me.
conversation. It's not a strong point. He has very low charisma.
Yeah,
Who's seen a dragon,
He's
yo?
colorblind.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like looking like. Yeah.
Yeah, you. Come
yeah.
here.
I'm
Seen any,
kind of in the middle of something, and you can see he's like holding a rope, like.
Me too. And he raises his axe.
I'll grab the rope for the sailor.
Take over for him.
Just answer his question, and you can go back to work.
Clarity wraps her tail around Urg's arm and just lowers the axe.
So like the sailor like finishes tying off whatever the nonsense going on up there is like, what do you want? Like, I got stuff to do.
He leans in real close. You seen any dragons?
Not the platinum ones.
No.
Do you know who may have seen some dragons? Because we heard a report that we're looking into for the black stuff.
Is there like a sailor hangout?
Yeah, like what? Like every bar. Like
Every one of them? How many are there?
Would anybody have
But,
any insight on dragons? Can you point us in the right direction?
Just yell out, Urk. Has anyone seen any dragons? And we'll let this poor guy go back to work. No.
That's like yelling fire.
That
Stop.
is like
hold
yelling
on.
fire.
Dragon?
Who's
Question
seen
mark.
who's seen dragons? You have a louder voice than me.
All
I
right.
don't like talking to
Has
people.
anyone seen a dragon?
So all right, look. I got stuff to do, and everybody here on the dock has stuff to do. What you want to do is go to a bar. That's where people who don't have stuff to do and are willing to tell you stories about dragons for drinks. You go just. That's where that
what
happens.
bar is the closest that they would go to?
He just like points like every third doorway you see will serve you drinks. That's what they do.
Hey, buddy, we're not from around here.
Okay, then let's go to the third doorway.
Okay.
Eric, we live here.
So you go over to the third doorway. It's a rather reputable tavern. It's got like 3 doors and one's like hanging off on the hinge. And so, congratulations, you've just named a new tavern in Waterdeep. So the third doorway, the proprietor is a rather burly woman, and she looks up at you. Says, it's a little early, but that never stopped anyone from drinking. What can I get you?
Dragons.
We're trying to find out if there's been stories that sailors have been telling about seeing dragons out on the water.
Oh yeah, every day, all day, every day. What do you want?
We want to talk to somebody who thinks they've seen them.
And she
Here.
looks around like, I think last time he was the one on about any particular type of dragon? Are we talking like
The recentest one.
the recentest one?
What
Like
color?
here.
A
Clarity,
bronze
clarity.
dragon.
The bronze dragon. The bronze one.
Thank you.
Oh, you're after that the thing. Yeah.
In the water, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a log, but here, hang on. And she goes and she hunts around a little bit, and you're buying something, right?
I would love some like chips and dip. Got any like guac or salsa?
Do you think they have mint wine?
Wait, fish salsa.
Ale.
So the mint wine, no.
Oh,
The chips and dips, no. The fish salsa, though, she's like, I got you.
Nice.
And she serves you up.
I'll take a drink. Whatever's strongest today.
What's like your special? What's like a special drink here? What's the name of this place again?
It's salt water.
It's the third
It's just
door.
salt water.
It's the third door.
It's the third door is the name of the tavern, and
Nice.
they so she goes ahead and gets you guys set up. She gets you set up with the fish sauce. She's like, oh, strongest stuff. I do have some drinks out of Salt Marsh. What did they call it?
Just
Lobster something.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Just bring it.
All right.
Padinka's not here.
goes-
I can have a drink, right?
She goes and she gets this little cask, and she brings this little cask, and before she serves it, she takes hold of it, and it's got like ropes around the outside. She gets her fingers in there, and she gives it like a really good shake, like chuck, 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 and you can hear things sloshing and bumping in there. And then she uncorks, she pulls the bung and she pours it, and it is kind of creamy with chunks in it. And then she pushes it towards you.
It's like cottage cheese.
I hope this comes up the same way it goes down, and I swig it
Can we
back.
cheers it? Can we cheers it?
You can do
That's our
anything you want
toast.
with it.
That'll be our toast. May it come up the way it goes down.
There we go.
And so you tap, and then you hit it, and it does have a little chew to it. But what's in it is so soft it kind of melt chews. So you could just swallow it, or you could like squish it with your tongue. And it tastes very much like a very alcoholic lobster bisque. So it's got like a little cheesy flavor to it, a little bit of lobster, like, almost a little salt to it. But then like as soon as you're like, that was a little, and you exhale, you can feel your own breath burning off any hairs you might have on the upper lip or nose. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to feel that in about 30 seconds.
When you learn to brew this one.
This is definitely who makes this? Where'd you say you got it from?
It comes out of Saltmarsh. It's a bit to the south. Really, this is all that comes out of there, and
we're checking that out.
Yeah. I don't know what's in it, and I don't really want to know, but the folks that have it seem to like it. So
can we walk over to the guy that she said saw the bronze dragon?
Sure,
You guys
absolutely.
Can walk.
You had a serving. That'll
Burned off her mustache hair.
This is
It'll,
girly business drinking.
It takes 20 minutes to kick in for alcohol.
Yeah, it'll be.
I'll be fine until then.
So I guess we're not going dragon hunting tonight.
Burke is a lightweight.
But so yeah, you've got your tasty drinks, and
Do they still have? Do they still have some drink?
No, sorry. I just glanced over here, and hey, fam and friends, Padinka's checking in. I didn't see that there.
Yeah, she said we're rocking it, and then
Nice.
about the money, she will fucking know.
Oh, okay. So that's back then. All right. So thank you. But so yeah, you're shown over a fairly young woman is indicated, and she's saw a dragon. It saw a bit of the head, and then a couple of arches of its back as it was swimming through, and it dove down. It was out in the bay there. Didn't cause any trouble. It was the metallic-y looking ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are usually not going to cause trouble unless you're causing trouble with them. So
Where'd you see it at?
Oh, it was just, and she gives you the roundabouts area of, go down this many docks and out about this ways. Right about there. We were heading out to do some fishing, and we saw that and decided maybe we'd go a little further before we cast our nets.
Yeah, you don't want to catch the dragon.
That is exactly what everyone else said while screaming and running around.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's about right.
Yeah.
So guys, dragon.
Did this dragon ever say anything? Like, it's got to be a reason why it's acting the way it didn't go after anyone, did it?
No. I think it was just kind of warning us away, casting nets in that area. You don't have to say a lot when you're a dragon to communicate, please go away. Generally, just being a dragon does that.
And where exactly was this?
And she describes whereabouts it is.
Okay.
And it was a little ways out, not like right next to the docks. Deep enough water that could be fishing, could be stuff out there.
But it looks like it might have been defending that area.
It looks like it was at least encouraging people to go away from it.
All right.
Maybe we should bring it a gift.
What do they like?
I've already got it. I've already got a shitload of seashells.
Clarity saved that one special shell.
I did.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I'm just thinking, what, seashells? That's ridiculous.
You haven't seen the seashell.
Can I see the
It
seashell?
looks like a dragon.
I hold it out.
Oh, that's kind of a nice seashell. Is that purple in there?
It's pearlescent, isn't it great?
That's actually kind of cool. Okay, that's cool.
100% cool, but maybe not overwhelming if you're a dragon that lives underwater and can pull up the choicest nautilus shells that are twice as big as a house. But that's, sometimes quality beats quantity.
Maybe we should bring him some of this drink.
I know this is pretty tight. How much is it for the whole cask?
And she does a bit of math, and it works out to be, let's call it 5 gold for the cask.
Done. Do you have any others?
No, I don't. There'll be another shipment coming up probably in the next week or so.
All right, that's totally fine. You said that was 5 gold?
5 gold.
All right, I throw down 10. I'll be back. You save me a cask.
Got it. She writes you a little slip up and gives you the slip for 5 gold for the cask. Now, this one's only about 3/4 full, but since you're buying a cask and putting one on pre-order, she's willing to let you go for, what would probably normally be a little bit more.
Nice.
We're making friends.
Yeah. What was her name?
Oh,
We
let's
didn't
see
ask.
here.
How rude.
Yeah, what was her name again?
I think her name is probably something like Downing, because she's at the third doors Downing. Yeah, she's third doors Downing.
Third doors Downing, and her
You're
last
really
name is
good at
Third Door.
winging it.
Is her first name is her first name Abby?
Abby Downing. Abby
There we
Downing.
go.
Abby Downing. Now I got to make notes. Abby
But
Downing.
her maiden name is normal.
How do you know she's married?
Yeah. What?
She's got a ring on.
She's got
Clarity
several.
knows her homework.
But there we
That's
go.
what that means, right?
So Abby Normal Downing. Of Third Door Down.
Awesome. And there wasn't really an official name. It's just like the drink from down south.
There is a proper
Saltwater
name.
marsh.
There is a proper name to it, and actually, Sin will know the proper name, but I'll have to do a little research.
Okay.
Because this is the lobster drink that comes out of Salt Marsh, and I will get you the proper name for the Salt Marsh lobster drink.
Cool. I just wrote down lobster drink.
Spicy lobster bisque.
Very fair.
Yeah,
I think it might be something like a crab wine sort of thing, but
That's just
The wine
interesting.
just keeps getting worse.
this
I
is
just feel like a little bit of like it's probably added in afterwards, right? I'm still learning brewing, but like maybe that's probably like I start going into it, and she's
And-
probably like,
Abby's like, actually, I think it's probably more properly classified as like a liqueur, because there are the cream liqueurs, and I think it may be a blend. You may have like some whiskeys are blended that way, and
Okay.
she'll happily sort of like reminisce about the days when she was going to be a respectable bar owner with like top end stuff, but now she's serving swill to whatever sailors come in, and
To us.
so you've bought a barrel. you're top tier clientele, so.
Can we just make like a statement to her and be like, Abby, if we're ever in need of anyone to help out with a similar type of establishment, we'd be happier to have you. But not yet. We're not ready for anything serious yet. We're saving.
We'll wait till we get some velvet on the bar stools.
Are you hitting on her?
yeah, we're up by Troll Skull Manor. That's us just starting out.
You're in a ways. Clientele's a little tricky up there. You get some hoity-toity types down there. I don't have to worry about that here. Anybody who comes in, I can bounce them out the door. Up there, you gotta watch. Maybe get a noble in there and get in a little trouble.
Yeah, we've noticed that a bit.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
get.
thank you.
I think Urk can toss anyone out.
Yeah.
But
we gotta
anyways,
remember.
on to dragon hunting.
On to
Balance.
dragon hunting. So you have a good idea as to whereabouts in the ocean to look, and you do have either hiring Grinda for 10 gold apiece, or another wizard within the town. If you're hiring Grinda, she's probably going to want you to also hire her fancy lobster device, or you can just go walking out into the ocean under the power of one of the wizards. Which way were you planning on doing this?
I was planning on taking the lobster. Wait, how big is the porthole in the lobster? Will the dragon be able to see us?
Yes, there is a viewport that can be used. It's
Let's
not.
go
That might
dragon
be a
hunting.
safer bet.
Now you guys are making me feel really like bad about my shell. I feel like I need to find something better.
No, your
Let's-
shell is fine, Clarity. I'm sure it's gonna love your shell.
He's
But
gonna need
we-
something to
we-
drink the lobster booze out of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'd all like to bring the dragon something. So this is just
Yeah.
instead of just bringing a shell, we're bringing a shell and drunken lobster goodness.
Is there a jeweler anywhere nearby or in town?
There are many jewelers in town.
What can I get for like 20 gold?
You're on the coast. You could get a couple of inexpensive pearls. You could get maybe a nice little chain, a ring.
How much would it
An
cost to
engagement
take
ring
one
for
of
her.
our gold pieces and to melt it down and to do a design on the shell?
I mean, figure a day's work from an artisan is maybe a gold. So a gold for the work and a gold for the melting. Now they'll probably be like, rather than melt down a gold, how about I use some of my pre-set gold wire, which is going to be a lot easier to do.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a
you
deal
don't want to
Clarity.
tamper with money. That's probably like crime or something.
I feel like this shell is perfect as is, but
I mean, if I'm melting it down, it's not a big deal, but, it'll take me a lot longer to melt down the coin than just use the wire. So, did you have a particular design in mind?
what if we put it like, okay, so what I'm imagining like a conch shell. What if we just put it like around the outside and then like maybe like in the little spinny bit, like an edge type thing?
Sure. So, yeah, absolutely. I get that done for you right now. Just give me a minute. And he works the wire in, tamps it down, very carefully applies heat so the shell doesn't crack, and he's probably done these sorts of things, and I don't know how to do it, so we'll pretend it happens. So in time, the gold foil and wire is applied and given back to you. You have now gilded a conch shell.
I paid a gold for it.
And you paid a gold for it.
All right, I feel better about my shell.
It's a gorgeous shell.
Thank you.
And with gilded shell in hand, what are we up to?
Let's
We're
go find a
lobster.
dragon.
Let's go
How
and
much-
find this dragon.
How much are we losing for this?
So Grinda
At a
will
piece and
Grinda will rent the lobster to you for 20 gold for 1 day. You can do whatever you want. Anything you find is yours. Or you can hire on to basically do salvage work for her, but then she keeps a percentage of it. For what you're describing, this wouldn't be a day of salvage work, so you would pay 20 gold. Whatever you bring back, she'll usually throw an eye on it and maybe give you an offer to buy it, take it off your hands. Usually that's a low ball, though.
Would we be able to figure out where in the ocean we need to be where they saw the dragon?
You have a pretty good guess. There will be some rolls to get you there, as one might suspect. So when you are ready, if you would please deduct somebody 20 gold for the day for the lobster. And then if you are asking for it, 10 gold each for the water breathing effect.
If we're all doing it, we could do 15 gold each.
yeah, I was gonna just take 15 off.
Okay, can do.
Works.
Sounds good. So, Grinda wishes you well. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And she gives you your little box lunch and everything for the nice trip, and she breaks all the stuff and little water and does the reviews. And you've already been through the lecture once, so now it's getting a little old. The jokes are exactly the same. Like when she says like, don't pull this lever, it'll pop the door and out you go, whoosh. Same joke. But it's all part of the experience. And
Clarity's still enamored.
And then you are out in the water, and I would like someone to please roll me a d20 first, no modifier. So first one to roll wins, and please roll a d20. 14. Okay. So, you are out in the water. And now, does anyone have any form of either a water vehicles skill or a navigation skill or navigation tools proficiency? Anything that would help with being in a water vehicle?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, and if not, then could whoever's going to be responsible for the direction the vehicle is heading, please roll a d20, no modifiers.
Who did it last time?
I did it last time.
Clarity
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll do it.
I was assuming you just took the helm again because you're like,
Yeah.
this is mine, and we're all just all right, we're on for the ride.
That's true.
And we
Total faith and clarity right now.
can I just ask a question? Did anyone put the cask and the seashell in the little collection basket so we can give it to the dragon?
Wait, what is
Well,
that?
if-
Wait, I thought I have like literally holding on to it, like sipping out of a straw. Like, what?
Okay, just wanted to check. When we see the dragon, I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if I open the hatch.
Just like release it into the water.
We need to talk to this thing, right?
It just
We
like
can get
sucks
out.
clarity out.
We can breathe underwater for like all day.
Doesn't this thing go
We
to the
just need
surface?
to find the dragon.
So
This thing goes to the surface.
Since you can breathe underwater, if you were to open the hatch while inside, there would be a very unpleasant moment as a lot of water rushed in and a lot of air rushed out. But after that, you would basically be fine. So if you want to do this as a wet dive, where you leave the catch open, that is possible. You would probably want to decide that fairly close to the surface, because the lower you go when you do that, the worse life is going to be for you. But
Are we gonna like get the bends?
Yeah,
No,
I thought that there was an option for this thing to go to the surface, though, when she was
Yes,
first explaining
there
it.
is an emergency button that inflates the air balloons, basically, and just rises everything up to the surface. And you do know that at the end of the day, it has an auto-return function, so it does have
My
a
hand's
go
just
home.
on that lever for this whole ride.
Ready. So a quick question. Is the party intentionally opening the hatch and doing this with the hatch open for the whole time, or are they starting off dry with the hatch closed?
Dry.
I like to be dry.
Okay.
I'm
And-
waiting till we see the dragon, and then we'll see how it goes.
Gotcha. And are the gifts inside or outside?
I figured inside I would hold it up, because if it's outside, I don't want it to get like lost in the claw.
Gotcha. Okay, so Clarity, you're navigating along, and you basically have the two periscopes that you can rotate, as well as the front open window, and it's got a lobstery motion, so everything sort of goes up and then down as the tail sort of flops you along, which is a little lark, but it works out. It's been 3 to 4 hours of searching around, sort of floating around the area. You found a few shipwrecks. You've, passed underneath a few boats. You've seen some schools of fish and such. And then the whole lobster just lurches up and forward and then settles back down as something bumps against the underside rear of the lobster. Clarity, what do you do?
The dragon? You guys felt that, right?
For what? And I'm like, I shouldn't have been sipping.
He sloshed.
Warlock up from a nap. He's like, huh.
I'm gonna take the cask from you because that's not for you. Yours
It's
is
just
coming
so-
in a week.
It's just so good. I didn't drink all of it.
I'm
Can
gonna
I
take
take-
it from you.
Are we on the bottom?
You are not. You are a fair ways up off the bottom. You are probably 40 to 70 feet. I'm not real good at how light works in water, but it's enough that you can cast light down there and see the bottom while working your way along.
Depends on the visibility.
Can we look out the window and see if we detect anything?
Sure. You look out the window and go ahead and give me a quick perception.
Oh, I guess that would be me. Or wait, no. I would be
Whoever
looking
like
through
to be
periscopes.
yes, whoever's spotter.
My perception's a 1.
Oh, I got you. Wait, hold on. Perception. I've got a 2.
I've got 5.
I got 2.
Urk,
Eric's on lookout.
Urk,
Yeah.
Urk. I know you're. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Urk, who was napping until a minute ago.
What?
I'm gonna like
Oh, yeah,
be holding Urk's head up to the window and opening his eyeballs.
So
Clarity's too short to see the window.
So as Urk is like crammed up against the window, eyes huge, Urk, you see something whoof by like real fast, and you get just enough of an impression that like, that didn't look like a lizard, that looked like a fish, that looked like a big angry fish, and then you feel like a plonk, the whole lobster starts to shake again, and you hear, "I am Obliteros, feed me."
We got some alcoholic bisque in here. If you want to come topside with us.
Guys, I don't think it's a dragon.
It's a fish.
Wait, who? What is this?
So you're like, who? What is this? And here, Obliteros. I am Obliteros. You are my food. Feed me.
What is an obliteros?
I am Obliteros.
Wait, if we're the food, how are we supposed to feed you?
I will show you. And then you
good.
hear crunk on the outside of the lobster, and you see a bit of it start to bend.
I'm gonna pull the
Okay.
emergency lever as it's biting on to take it to the top with us.
Okay. So
To make it lift, not to open the escape hatch.
Okay, so you hit the button, and Clarity, like, all the controls that you're working with just go dead. Like, you're like, hey, this lever used to do a thing. And instead, everyone's pressed to the floor as all the things around it inflate and drag you to the surface. You're a ways out in the water at this point, and as you burst huge spray, you see through the front glass, tearing a huge piece out of the inflated leathers and skins, a massive shark.
Hey, what was the
Is that what it was? Obliteron?
what was the
shark?
insurance policy
Obliteros
on
the
this
shark.
thing? Like,
The insurance policy is don't break it or you bought it.
We're not going back
Hey, guys.
after this.
Looks
We're
like
just
we're taking
just
home a
gonna
lobster.
totally leave this be. Immediately, can I just start shooting at this thing?
So it's outside, you're inside.
But I thought it was ripping the thing apart.
It's ripping apart all the big leather inflated things that are on the outside, and
Oh.
it's tearing into them, and you can see like, oh, good food, you feed me well, and it takes another piece off, and then it disappears and it comes back up and hits it again. But you would have to open the hatch and go outside, or something else.
so all of the controls are like jank now, and we're stuck in the middle.
All the controls are currently jank, but looking them over, you think if you turn off the emergency button, you could probably get controls back.
Does it have any weapons on it?
It's got two big claws.
I
Let's
turn
do
off
it.
the emergency button.
Let's grab this shark.
Okay. So you flip off the emergency button, and now you've got controls again, but you can't submerge because all of the things are inflated. You currently have control over a claw, a tail, and directional facing.
I wanna like get us going back towards the land. Whatever land is closest.
Okay.
Wait, are we at least kind of close to where this dragon thing, though, like, is supposed to be?
You are where the dragon thing is supposed to be.
So let's just grab the shark, and maybe we can get some information out of this sharky boy if he can just not bite us for a little bit.
Are we just gonna grab the shark?
Let's just grab him.
Wait, how big is the
Wow.
shark compared to the claw?
The shark is much bigger than the claw. The shark is about the same size as the lobster itself. So you
It can
could
grab
all
its tail.
comfortably fit inside the shark, and that's what it would like to do to you.
So
But you could get its tail.
can I go outside and someone close the door after me?
Sure.
Do not go outside!
So-
If you're
I'll-
fighting, I'm
I'm-
coming out too.
Yeah, I'm going out too.
So let's.
We're doing this.
So,
Clarity, we're gonna try to lure this shark. You're gonna grab it by the tail.
Yeah, what
Okay.
better gift
Okay.
for this dragon than a friggin' talking shark?
And then we're gonna
Guys,
find out about this
dragon
fucking
fight.
dragon.
Okay. So if
This
I
is all
could,
for you.
if I
Just
could,
remember that.
Okay. I guess I'll grab it.
so if I could ask everyone to roll themselves onto initiative. And here's the way the lobster works. The lobster is controlled basically by levers, okay? So if you want to open the hatch, that's an action to flip the lever to open the hatch. If you want to close the hatch, it's an action to flip the lever to close the hatch. If you want to use the claw, it's basically like a claw game. You and then it uses the claw. So an action to use a claw, action to move, and so on. So when you get your turn, you can use your action to do one of those things. Or do your normal actions. So if you want to open the hatch, somebody has to use an action to open the hatch. After that, you have access inside and outside.
So it's an action to open the claw, an action to move the claw, and an action to close the claw?
No, it's an action to make an attack with the claw.
Okay.
Okay? But if the shark's not near you, it would be an action to move the lobster forward towards the shark. Right now, that's not an issue because the shark is very much interested in being near you. It's cuddly. And Obliteros, let's roll him into initiative here and forget to turn on his whisper.
Quick question.
Yes.
I get an extra attack on my turn, so can I make 2 claw attacks, or is that just for my...
Not with this one, because it is an action to use the claw attack.
I have a question. Is there any way I can use my nature check to help out with this stuff?
Sure, you
fighting
can
with
use
the
it. You
shark?
can do a help action to give advantage on a claw attack or other attack.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I've got Urk, Simone, Clarity. I don't think I got your initiative. Ashley, I don't think I got your initiative. What happened here?
He did. He's
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot to
7.14.
press my thing in.
Yeah, 7.4.
Oh, all right. Let
But-
me get them
but
out
he
of here.
didn't
Oh,
click
I
on
didn't
his
select
token.
myself. That's right.
Yeah, I just clicked it again.
That's all
Oh,
right.
that was so much worse. No, just kidding. Only one worse.
That's all right. Obliteros is quick on the take and is going to try real hard to bite into this lobster.
Do we get an Obliteros handout?
Do you get an Obliteros hand? Obliteros is very good at attacking, by the way.
Oh my god.
Do I have it? I don't have an Obliteros handout, so you just have to zoom in and imagine a shark edgy enough to call itself Obliteros. So I think probably like eyeshadow.
I'm calling it albatross
Okay.
for this whole entire fight.
But unfortunately, it just did 45 points of damage to your lobster. Your lobster does not look like it is going to be seaworthy much longer if that continues. Urk, what are you doing?
So the hatch is currently closed.
Hatch is currently closed.
Okay, so would I be able to open the hatch, go into rage, and attack?
You can open the hatch, you can go into rage, but you wouldn't have the action left to attack.
You can move, though. You'd have movement.
You can move outside you can basically get out onto the body or the legs of the lobster.
And we're more so trying to, like, get his attention so that Clarity can grab him, right?
Yeah. We're trying to draw him away from the lobster.
Okay,
Like, put-
so what if what if I take Sorry, we bought the water breathing potions, right? So I could take a potion and start swimming.
No, we did the spell.
You have
So
the
we have
spell.
24 hours.
You can breathe water.
So I can just jump out. Could I open the hatch?
Yep.
Take a potion, go into rage. I guess I can't start swimming yet though, right?
So you don't need to take the potion, you already have the effect, but you can jump right in the water. You just wouldn't have an attack left.
Okay,
But you could
sorry,
be in
I've
the water
confused
and
myself.
raging.
Okay, so goes into rage.
Yep.
Opens the hatch.
Yep.
Says, "Hey you," and jumps in the water. Starts swimming.
Got it.
Swimming to on the map though, like in relationship to the shark. I think that would be a good thing to plan. Do we have any reduced movement on our distance we can move?
No.
Because it's in water.
Nope, you're fine.
Okay.
You've got your water breathing, so you are good to go.
Another question. How much movement does the lobster have?
Right now, inconsequential, probably, because it is directly next to the shark, unless you're trying to run away.
Would it get an attack of opportunity?
It probably would.
Okay. Guys, so this lobster is going to be so expensive.
Well, my thought process is to distract him away from the lobster and in tank fashion so that you guys can attack.
So if you swim in a way that you can not be the square next to him, you can get like what's your movement speed?
1 second. 40.
Okay.
So you could flank.
Yeah, you can completely flank to his other side. You would swim the whole way around him, but keep one square between him and you when you get near there. So that would be
Does Zerk have a healing potion?
I can pick him up. I have the mage hand. Like if he gets hurt, just tell me and I'll toss you a potion.
So like right there.
Yes.
Sounds good. So the hatch is open. Urk is out. Urk is now Urk now has the shark between Urk and the lobster. The shark doesn't seem super concerned. Just loves shouting its own name. Urk, anything else for you?
What's up?
All right. Let's go ahead and move it forward. And Ashley, what are you up to?
So I'm not sure if my copy is currently working yet, if I can select something from there or not.
Go ahead and give it a try. We'll find out.
I'm going to try, because I finally got down to 5th level with everything that I wanted to do. So let me go to my spells. I am going to try... Oh, this is really weird. What happened here? It, like, doubled everything.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to make me look at that later. Anyway,
Okay.
A new spell that I got that I'd really like to try is Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay. You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube. Each pattern, each creature within the area is running. So, okay, 30-foot cube. We can make that in such a way as it only hits Obliteros and not Urk, and that will force Obliteros to make a Wisdom saving throw. What is the DC for your spell effects?
See, that I'm not too sure of right now. I think with this one it says 14. Oh yeah, so this is good. It's 14.
Okay. So yeah. Wisdom saving throw versus a 14. Obliteros is just...
Jeez.
Shark among sharks. Ashley, anything else?
And I think that is all I really got. I don't have any bonus actions right now.
Here, color for food. And Simone, what are you up to?
If I move here, I can hit him, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm not in that weird cone thing? Square cube thing?
No, the cube was just for a moment.
Okay. So I'm going to go there. And then I think I'm going to go and... I can only hit him once, right?
Rogues don't normally have multi-attack, so I would say you can have an attack and then a bonus action.
Because I have the 2 weapons.
Yeah, so attack and bonus action, you could do 2 things.
Okay. I'm gonna hit him.
You sure do. The lobster does count as a friend in combat, so if you want to use your sneak attack, you may.
I am.
Good sneak. 20 points of damage dealt. Upset shark.
And I'll offhand.
13 will work for the offhand, doing an additional 5 points of damage there. Simone, anything else?
I'm going to tell him I think we found our next ingredient for the lobster bisque.
What if that's it? What if you just add things to it over time?
Ooh.
It's like
all
kimchi.
good stews.
Just gets better as it ferments.
Yes.
We're inventing all sorts of fun new drinks, but Clarity, what are you doing?
All right, I would first like to say that June is really, really upset because I love sharks so much. However, this is a fantasy shark. We are not actually harming a shark.
This is
Sharks are so kind and so good.
We don't have to kill it. We can knock it out.
Urk wants to eat it though.
I think that we're going to need the shark in order to pay for all the repairs on the lobster. I think. So, how do you want me to roll a claw attack? 'Cause that's what I want to go for.
For the claw attack, just roll a d20. And 18 will hit. Please roll 2d10.
Ooh.
You do 28 points of damage to the shark. It is still thrashing and moving about, and not hurt enough for you to grasp it and hold it yet.
Okay, I only get the one attack, right?
You only get the one attack. You only have one claw action. Clarity, anything else?
I'm trying to see if I have any bonus action stuff. Hold on.
Clarity's going for his shark equivalent of shins.
Yeah.
His fins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Haha.
I got nothing else.
You got it. That is going to bring up Obliteros. Obliteros likes meat more than leather, and Simone, you are closest. So
Is he not charmed anymore?
Is he not charmed?
I didn't get him charged when I
He-
did that.
Oh, okay.
He critted on his.
He obliterated.
Okay.
He obliterated. So Simone, we've got an attack coming your way. You have not taken any damage, so there is no blood in the water. The bite coming for you is an 11, which is probably going to be a clean miss.
Is a clean miss.
Urk, it comes to you. What are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna have to swing at him.
Okay. Now remember, if we're going for a captured unconscious shark, the only thing you need to do is it must be a melee attack, and you say I am doing non-lethal damage.
Okay, I'm doing non-lethal damage.
Okay. Yeah, indeed you are. 0 damage.
Super non-lethal.
Super
Urk loves sharks.
Well, doesn't he have advantage?
He does. Oh, he does have advantage.
And I have another attack, don't I?
And you do have another attack. Yes, 2 good things to remember. So let's see here. That is actually. I don't see your rage damage on there either, so I believe you're at 11 points of damage on that one. And could I see the other attack? And the other attack is a crit, which is good.
Wait, would he still have rage because he went an entire round without getting attacked or attacking?
He did not go an entire. He has his rage.
Okay.
Yep.
Also, Urk might want to move up a little bit.
I assumed he swam his a little bit forward there. So that is 16, 25, 29 points of damage. The shark suddenly looks considerably more hurt than it did before. But not unconscious yet. Urk, I don't think anything else for you?
Nope.
Ashley. Getting in the water with a big shark, Ashley? Oh, mute.
Muted.
I am not getting in the water at all. Just
Okay.
get that clear.
Ashley can't swim.
I can't swim. So, I am going to. I really don't have anything right now that's gonna help. So I'm gonna hope that this doesn't kill him.
Okay.
Uh,
Eldritch Blast.
All right, let's see an Eldritch Blast.
Is that a-
13 will hit. Oh,
And that's-
click the word Eldritch Blast in the chat to roll damage. You don't have your auto damage on. We'll turn that on later.
Yeah. That's just because I'm using the copy to see how it works.
That's got it. Now, do you have the invocation that adds your charisma to the damage?
I did, yeah. Did that not connect either?
It did not connect, so we'll get that sorted
Okay.
out. What's your charisma mod?
That is. Let me go back to it.
I'm going to guess a 3.
It is a 3.
Okay. So 10 points of damage dealt. And we'll fix that up later. Ashley, I think you're high enough level that you probably get more than one bolt if you want to risk it.
I do get more than one bolt. I did not realize I had that.
Do you want to prepare an action?
Yeah, let me prepare an action. That's actually pretty good. So I do want to capture this thing, but I thought that charm would work if I use it again. I'm gonna just wait to see what happens.
Okay, so we're gonna hold off. And
Yeah.
Can you use a cantrip as a bonus action?
only if it is a bonus action cantrip, of which there are very few.
Okay. Eldritch Blast is not one of them.
Eldritch Blast is not. So Eldritch Blast is a full action, but at certain levels, I think 5th level is one of them, you start to get more bolts. So I think he could fire 2. You can always not fire more. So
Okay.
there you go. Simone, shark in front of you. Tried to bite you, but
Oh
missed.
man, I am debating trying to use sleep on him. But I'll do non-lethal damage.
Okay.
I feel like that's a safer option.
See it.
So let's smack. I'm assuming I get my sneak on top of that, so I'll just hit that too, because I'm assuming a 17 will hit.
17 will hit. Sneak will work. 20 points of damage. It's still thrashing about trying to bite you.
And that's
Ooh,
probably not gonna
That's
hit.
just a swing and a miss, though. Obliteros is still in it for the round. Simone, anything else?
Grab its tail, Clarity. Grab its tail.
Clarity? What
I
are
was
we
actually going to pinch him on the nose.
doing?
Bonk.
Yeah, just like honk his little...
I think he's facing me right now because he just tried to bite me.
Either way, I'm gonna claw that boy, and
Alright,
I'm gonna do non-lethal.
Let's see a d20. Oh, no.
That's not gonna happen.
Claw doesn't land. Clarity, any bonus action or movement?
Is the hatch open?
Hatch is currently open.
Just let it ride. Just let it ride. I think Urk and I have a high enough health that we'll be okay.
Well, here's the thing. I can dart out there, and I can dart right back. I have enough movement.
So you didn't make a monk melee attack.
I get 2 attacks. It doesn't say that it has to be a melee attack.
You used your action to use the lever, so you did not take the attack action.
I thought it was considered an attack action.
It is.
Damn
It is using the lever as. It is not an attack action. It is use the lever. It is technically a use item interaction.
All right, so I can't even do flurry of blows either.
You would not be able to do flurry of blows.
All right, so I'm just gonna sit them.
All right, so that's going to bring Obliteros. Obliteros is going to keep on at Simone. Simone, we got a bite. You are not wounded, so there is no blood in the water. A 12? Probably just a miss.
No, it's just barely a miss.
Just barely
I
a
got
miss.
15.
Okay. Urk?
I guess I'm gonna go for non-lethal again and swing at him.
All right, let's see it. 2 advantageous attacks, I think. 7 plus 15. That will do it. Urk wrestles Obliteros into submission. Finally gets him holding still. It starts to knock him out a little bit. You keep him awake. You have a captive shark. Congratulations. As the party is subduing the shark, you hear an enormous explosion of water, good 200 or so feet away, streaking through the water towards you. You can see the reptilian back of a bronze dragon. It reaches you a few seconds later, pulling its head up out of the water. It looks at you a little confusedly. It looks at the shark. Say, good job.
Thank you.
We have some booze for you.
And a pretty shell.
Thank you.
This calls for a celebration, and I
We
find the
came-
cask, and I literally pop it open, and I drink a little. I'm like, does anyone else want some? And I throw it up at the dragon.
With your twisty straw.
Yeah.
Just hold it up to him so he can drink after.
Yeah,
mouth the
hold it up.
lobster.
So,
So we came to find you.
I was actually coming to help you. It seemed like there was some trouble, and I thought I might be of some assistance. What would you need of me?
Oh, there were reports that there was a dragon in the area, and they didn't know if you were here to help us, possibly hurt people. It sounded like from all the sailors that had come across you that you were just kind of here, not really doing too much of anything.
Oh,
And we were asked by the town to make sure that it wasn't something where we might, if you were not a friendly dragon, they might have asked us to find a way to encourage you to move along. But
Well,
since you're coming to help us, we brought you gifts, if you like them.
oh, that's so nice of you. I actually was doing a bit of treasure hunting myself. There's a number of wrecks down below, and, well, I'm a bit young. My hoard isn't the largest, so I was doing a little shopping down below. I understand from your land laws that once it hits the bottom, it's fair game. There's an expression I heard while I was creeping about the docks somewhere, but I can't remember it right now.
Finders keepers.
Say it again?
I said 3 talent. Oh, go ahead.
I said finders keepers.
No,
I said three talent discount.
Oh, no, the other one, the one that Clarity said last week. Oh shoot.
No,
I don't remember it. What was it?
It's just
Not
on
good
the
at
tip of my
trivia.
tongue. But, yes. So, I was doing a bit of treasure hunting. I've still got a few wrecks to go through. I'm expecting to find several hundred more gold. I don't want to leave that behind, but if I'm causing concerns, I suppose for a few hundred gold I could be on my way.
Well, I don't think anybody would mind if you went about your business and then moved on afterwards.
And if you're helping out people who are in danger, I think that's something very good for us to bring back to the town. We can talk to them for you and see if maybe they can work out a way to help you with your hoard if you're going to also help the people in the area. Keep them from dangerous beasts like this, because not everyone clearly is good at handling that thing. I'm going to point to the metallic lobster that Clarity's in, probably waving through.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
it's pretty clear that this was all sham and that this thing did not protect us like she said it would.
Clarity, by this point, is like moving out of the lobster. She's so excited.
But now that we're here, though, and you're clearly not going to eat us, we were wondering if maybe you've had some information of things, maybe people who have come out here in the past and were doing their own treasure hunting of some sort of item that we're looking for.
Oh, what is it you're looking for? And I'm curious, what do you plan on doing with that shark? It's a rather curious specimen.
Yeah, this talked, which was kind of weird.
Are we just carrying it? Are we just holding it?
Well, it's sort of at this point just sort of like I
Floating?
don't know enough about sharks to know how to restrain one, so I'm going to say you've basically got it somehow pinched in the claws so that it can't do anything more than sit there and glare at you. And
You flip it over.
Okay, so it's
He's angry.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
you
you
like
flip
rub
it
its
over.
belly. So whatever you got to do to sharks.
But we're moving it so that water's still going over the gills so it doesn't
Yes,
suffocate.
you're
Yeah,
also in the
Clarity's
open
giving him
ocean,
little
so the
pats.
water's moving around you anyway. But yes,
Well, we might
something that you
bring
might have
it
found?
back with us because we're hoping it'll offset the cost of the damage to the lobster that was damaged.
Or we could just say that maybe we don't go back there. We didn't really make much money to begin with last time. And
I don't think that's fair.
she also said that we'd be protected in it, and clearly we were not. So maybe we just let this thing go.
We should look over the fine print of our agreement. But
Is-
also,
So, question: if we would take it back with us, would you have any issues with that?
Oh no, it's I suppose a captive or a spoil of war. So long as you treat it properly, speaks, so I assume it's intelligent in some way.
Well, to the extent of it just saying it's Obliteron while it tries to obliterate
hungry.
us. Yeah.
Yes, but
I don't know how intelligent that would be.
well, compared to your average shark, that's actually quite good. I mean, it learned common.
How would it do that?
Well, do you speak shark?
No.
I would like to.
Well, if you don't
Do
speak
you?
shark and it speaks, I do actually. If you don't speak shark and it speaks common, then I think it actually has one up on you.
Do you think maybe
Calling me
you could...
stupid?
And
I speak other
the dragon just looks at
languages.
Urk and goes, yes. And then
Normally, we don't say that to Urk's face.
If you have interest in this shark, I mean, I don't know what we would do with it after we brought it back to shore. So I think that if you have plans...
Market it to Grendel as building an aquarium, see a talking shark, pay a couple gold, go for a ride in her machine. Go
I
to
am
someone else's
Obliteron!
on the beach.
If it's a great white shark, it will die in captivity.
So this is a obviously awakened magical shark. So certain rules don't apply to it. But along those same lines, putting it on captivity display is akin to putting a people in a cage. So there are some ramifications there.
Start talking then.
That's actually a good question, the dragon says. There are certain magics that can be used to awaken animals and imbue them with spirits. If you don't have any particular use for it, I could see that it was taken away from shore and given area to work within while I investigate what's up with it. It's an interesting creature.
I would be happy about that if you wouldn't mind sharing your findings.
Oh, I could.
Or rather, maybe information on certain objects that could have been found out here.
You did mention something about that earlier. What are you referring to?
There was a couple that had evidently gone out in this metallic lobster previously and said they'd found a beast. And then there's also a stone of what's the
Galore.
galley-ish. His word.
Well,
Do we have any type of do we know what the stone looks like? Did we get any type of description?
You've had it described to you, but it's basically a stone with 3 circles carved into the top. It's magical, they say, and if you hold it, you'll know it. But it doesn't seem particularly shiny.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I relay that to the dragon. If you come across this, we would be happy to, trade you something else for it.
Oh, I haven't seen anything like that. I'm rather careful when studying to look for any traces of magic, and unfortunately, it's been a bit scarce. I've had a few continual flame sorts of things. They're very common on ships, but not worth very much. They do light up the caves, though. This your Obliteros fellow, I'll be happy to see him properly confined until he is reformed, and I'll do my best to stay out of everyone's way.
All right.
But
Could we know your name? I speak Draconic.
It's his name. That's you don't translate names.
It's Ted.
Sometimes you do.
Ted.
I mean, his name's his
Ted the
name.
dragon.
You can be Ted. Sure, why not Ted?
Ted Downing. Scandalous.
I'm gonna call him B-Man because he's bronze.
Ted. B-Man.
About these wrecks that you were going down to collect the gold from, if we can deflate our lobster, is it possible that we could go down there and take some of the gold back with us that you're not currently taking, to at least compensate the woman for
Well, I did intend to take
what
it all.
the shark did? Oh, okay.
We can
I'm
find
sorry.
another ship.
Is there anything else that might be valuable down there that might not be gold?
I'd rather intended to take all of the valuables. Are you familiar with treasure hunting? You find the treasure, then you keep the treasure.
Have you
Yes,
ever...
yes, I understand. I understand that.
Simone, we met a dragon once before. Do you not? Did I not go over this?
No. Things that he wouldn't be interested in that might be of value to people.
Oh, well, if I come across anything, I will let you know. Is there a particular way to reach you? I can't really come into town. I'm not that old yet.
That might not be a good idea anyway.
How old are you?
Oh, you people do it by sun cycles, right? And he lists off that he's somewhere in the 200 years old range.
So, what I'll say is he does want to reach out to us to give us any information on that. He can probably mention something to any of the sailors and tell them to come to, what's the name of our bar?
Troll Skull Manor.
Troll
back
Skull
door.
Manor. The back
Back
door.
door? Okay.
Come to the back door. Third door in the back door. Come to the back the back door, and we'd be happy to give any of those sailors a drink for the information that they have. Ashley still has some mint wine.
So you work out with Ted Beeman that there are arrangements to use sailors to pass notes back and forth, and you'll probably need to give the sailors a little more than a drink, maybe a few copper.
Yeah, but at least a drink.
Yeah.
But has there been anything else interesting going on underneath of the water? Because I'm assuming you had not seen this lobster thing before. Is that
No,
correct?
I had not, though. I mean, as far as sea monsters interested in your lobster, he sort of points his nose towards the giant shark. He's a bit sea monster-y.
But I would have thought if he had seen the couple, he would have attacked them as well.
Hmm.
But
So
if you see anything else along those lines as well, that may be of interest to us too.
I will
I'm
certainly...
gonna walk forward and I'm gonna be like, this stone that we were talking about is very important to us because the legends have it that it does lead to a key to unknown treasures. That is why we're out here looking for it. This is why it's important that we find out what went on out here, because it could be the only link to where this item, this stone, may be. If you were to help us, we might be willing to share some of the gold.
And of course, if we need to help you with finding and obtaining said treasure, because I look at his size, given your size, I don't know that you may necessarily be able to go into all areas where people tend to keep things.
But that is very true. And treasure, you say?
Yes.
Yes. Untold treasures, apparently.
Would you mind telling me how untold?
It is one of the largest hoards of one of the top houses in this city.
Oh.
Exactly.
Well, I would certainly be interested in assisting. And what percentage was that again?
Well, we are doing this to help out a group of us. They'll probably take a small cut. We'll get our own. What if we say that we split this? I kind of whisper to everybody real quick.
Sure.
What if we do 1/3? We'll split it 3 ways. If this dragon's really gonna help us out.
He's a dragon. I would give him a little bit more than that.
1/3. So 1/3 of whatever this big hoard is gonna go to the guild. Well, people we're working with, Yagro's people, right? No, the Ember.
Yeah, Yager's
That-
people.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
And,
probably gonna want like the biggest cut.
They're not doing all the work. They just need to find it.
Well, hold on. Are we finding it
they're-
for them? Because I didn't think that was what we were doing. I thought we were just finding it because everybody's killing each other over it, and we wanted to stop that.
I don't think we were looking for this for anyone. We found out about it, and we decided this would be one of the things we would do as well.
Yeah. Okay. So
Uh,
maybe
So we could do like a 60-40 with the dragon.
60-40.
What, the dragon gets 60 or we get 60?
This is gotta be like some good help. Like he's gotta like help us find this dumb stone.
If you're asking clarity, it's gonna be 60 to the dragon.
We'll do 40 to the dragon if we do that.
So let's because I'm assuming the dragon's going to negotiate
If he's
anyways.
joining with us, we could split it like 50-50.
Look, we don't know yet how much help either of us is going to be. If you find the stone, let's say it's 30%, and if we have to do the rest of the work, we'll take 70. And if there's a way in which you can help more than that, we would be more than happy to increase that and discuss that at that time.
And the dragon sort of gives that a little bit of thought. That does sound equitable. And yes, you re-describe the stone, and I think we'll probably fade to black on that one as the dragon starts to get interested and have you kind of retell the story up to there. And we'll come back next week and kind of pick up Obliteros the shark, having been collared,
He's
caged,
gonna go to
whatever.
Dragon rehab school.
He's gonna
I
go
am
to
so
Dragon
excited
rehab.
for this. I'm gonna ask him if we find any more sharks. Do you think we can start like a little like a dragon's like a little shark sanctuary?
So
Fish are friends, not food.
yeah, Ted's like normally they're not intelligent enough to really be, conversed with. So they're best off doing their own thing. This one is a bit of an aberration, so we should find out why.
Please accept this gift, Ted.
Yes.
And I'm gonna hand him the shell.
And he actually takes the shell with a fair bit of reverence. I mean, this is something given to him freely with no strings attached, and he takes it, and he takes it and crazy huge claws. Oh, it's quite nice. Well, you've added to the beauty without taking from it. Well done. And he sort of looks about himself and then realizes he has no pockets and just sort of holds on to it.
Does he?
On like one of
Did
the
he?
little tips of his horn.
Did he take the? Did he take the cask?
He does also have the cask, so he's sort of like gingerly holding like 2 or 3 things like between his claws and his thumb claw, and he has those. But you have made an agreement with Ted Beeman, the bronze dragon, out in the harbor, and we'll see where that comes up next week. And as for that, I hope everybody's having fun. We're going to break here and pick back up next week. There will probably be a little fast forwarding done because having a dragon assistant is going to get you through 2 or 3 encounters fairly quickly, at least till perhaps the stone is recovered. We'll see how that turns up. And then we will find out what's going on, but there will be a shocking development. Yagra will be reaching out to Urk to bestow some additional news. So we have that to look forward to when we pick back up. Any questions, comments, concerns before we say goodbye to everybody?
Oh my god, Urk's gonna be an uncle.
Urk's going to be an uncle. May already be. I didn't ask.
I feel like
Does
Urk
he-
would know.
I mean,
Does he only have
that's
one
why I'm
sibling?
looking towards you. Are you already an uncle? Yagra, I mean, she could be
Oh my gosh,
Can I
Yagra's a
say that
single
I didn't
mom.
imagine? I did not imagine that Yagra was straight.
I was gonna say
we-
she's not a single mom.
Can we
Obviously,
just-
obviously
just
the one
say-
they owe money to is, the other mom.
I'm saying that Yagra's a single mom, and that's why she's working so hard
To be a
for
thug.
these to be a thug because she has to provide to her child, but she's given up on men.
Wait, how old is Yagra?
Old enough
An age.
and
I
age.
think-
Age.
So maybe she has like a young child that she's got up in boarding school, trying to bring him up right. You know, like when she stops by, she puts on like the little like pantsuit, and looks all proper there, then goes out and thugs it up. Like,
Thanks
He
for
wears
hitting
one of-
it.
He wears one of those little hats with the ribbon on it, and he carries a lollipop.
yep,
Yeah, and Urk doesn't know yet.
yes, because
Urk doesn't know yet that he's an uncle.
because Yagra's like,
Well, but
how am I
old's
gonna
the
get Urk
kid?
to clean up? Maybe it could be like 6, maybe. Because
Sure.
Urk's in the late teens, 20s.
I think 20s.
20s. So, and Yagra was the older sister, right? So
Yes.
Yagra could be late 20s, maybe early 30s. She
A
keeps
little
it
too
tight.
young for Ashley.
Maybe she was experimenting when she was younger, and just
Could be.
an
Well, and I
accident happened.
imagine that like Urk and Yagra spent a considerable time apart. Like I feel like they just seeing where they ended up, I feel like they didn't have the happiest childhood.
That is
Hey, Dad?
probably a fair assessment.
Oh my gosh, that's why Yagra left home.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
If she's in her late 20s, early 30s, do you know how old the child could be?
The child could be like 12.
The child
Easily.
could be like.
Do you know how old I was?
Let's see. If I'm 42, and you are 22.
23.
20, wait, what?
Good try though. I'm 23.
Oh, it's after May. So yes.
Yeah, your birthday happened.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, so you could be. They could be significantly into high school. Yeah. By the way, I'm playing with a lot of my family members, so their zingers are hurtful.
Especially mine.
But thanks everybody for joining us. I'm gonna hit the stop button over here, and we'll
All right.
save my additional embarrassment. We will be back next week to continue our efforts on nailing down Waterdeep's Dragon Heist with the added bonus that while we're making fun of Yagra's family, somebody's got a child languishing in the Undermountain that Padinka. Figure out what's going on there.
Padinka.
Padinka. All right. Talk to y'all later. Let's hit this button.